Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Mod Library. My name's Captain Shaq, host of the channel The XP Gamers, where we support the modding community. Now, this is the first video that I've done dealing with Torchlight. Now, my girlfriend got me introduced to Torchlight, and it has been kind of an addiction for us. We weren't thrilled with Diablo 3, as a lot of people weren't, and Torchlight has really filled that gap in the dungeon crawler genre for us, and we've got so many hours put into this. And the first thing we did is we dived into the mods. It comes out of the box with modding support, right out of Steam Workshop, so really easy to install. Alright, so we're going to look at two mods. The first one is the Community Class Mod Pack. You can find it on Steam Workshop, and it is literally just all the community character classes that have been made so far have been put into one pack. Now, they're not all finished. That's the one thing I gotta say, is they're not all finished. Some of them are still in alpha, some of them are in early builds, and some are completely done. Yeah, the one that I'm about to click on is Dragonborn from Skyrim. Kind of a neat class, magic and melee mixed together. I think he's still in early alpha, and not all his passives are finished yet, but definitely playable. Otaku fighter, you got the dual wielding, a lot of quick moves. So it's just this big pack of characters that have been made by the community and are really, really cool. This one right here is my favorite. He's the guy I've got the most time into. He's completely finished class. And what he does is he's all about the sword. If you played Baldur's Gate 2, and I think 1 as well, there was the Kensai class. And it means sword saint. And he's all about being just kick-ass with that sword. So lots of like low and melee stuff. With really little, there's not a lot of flashy moves with him, but he's just so damn good with that sword of what he does, and he gets faster and faster as you play. I'll have some gameplay of it in a minute, but the Dragon Prince is from a game series, and I can't remember the name of the game series, but my roommate's been playing the character. Very cool. Melee and magic, he can like summon dragons around him. Alright, so I've got Tabby here, and myself playing my Kensai, and we're testing out some of the abilities. She is a half-demon that can summon poison tornadoes that will actually track enemy targets. She's got a missile barrage that'll also track, and we actually use the tornadoes in big fights to find where the enemies are when there's just so much going on. And then an energy shield, which I believe is a custom animation that they've added to the game. So some of these characters are kind of reworked characters, reworked mixes of old classes, and some are completely fresh. The Kensai is pretty fresh. What happens with him is, as he attacks, and you can see the bar there on the bottom, as he attacks, that bar really slowly builds up. But once it gets all the way to 100%, he goes into kind of like a Super Saiyan mode, where his attack rate jumps up, I want to say like 200%. He starts swinging like a madman, and we've won fights, become really close to dying, and he's gone into like crazy mode, and I just wipe out just chains of people. It's a lot of fun. So there you go, he's just about to hit it, and then boom, explosion, and he just starts swinging like crazy and gets a lot of critical hits in. He's got abilities, using him as an example because he's the one I know so well, that can energize his sword with electricity, and then when he hits a target, it'll spark bolts of electricity out to other targets around him. He's got a whole tree of nothing but passives to make him stronger against, for resistances and whatnot. So definitely a really cool class. That's his shield break move, where he can instantly break an enemy shield, but it burns a lot of energy to do it. And then his sprint stun, which can sprint lots of enemies. Again, uses a lot of energy though. So, alright, that wraps up the first mod. Now the next mod is the biggest mod for Torchlight, and you can't not talk about this mod. It's the one that, if you play Torchlight and you look at the modding community, this is the one that pops up the most, and that's Synergies. Synergies is the biggest mod, hands down, for Torchlight. And what it does is it adds a ton of stuff. It rebalances the entire game. It has a couple of issues, which I'll go into in a minute, but it has a couple new character classes. The Necromancer is the only class that's 100% complete and balanced right now, and I've gotten a lot of hours playing that one. You've got the Paladin. He's an alpha build, still playable, definitely a cool class, what you'd expect from a Paladin from, say, Diablo 2. And then your Warlock, which I did not have a chance to play, because you got to keep in mind, dungeon crawlers, they take quite a while to get these characters leveled up. Interesting about Synergies, though, is you can get the majority of your abilities a lot faster. You unlock the ability to use them faster, but it takes quite a long time to make them really, really good. One of the ways they've rebalanced it. He's also added a ton new hairstyles and faces. Now, I think he's just unlocked ones that were already in the game, but you just couldn't use for certain classes. I don't think he actually made any new ones. But I can say that the Necromancer class itself has completely new abilities that you won't see any other class have, which are really cool. He also has added a bunch of new pets to the game. So as a Necro, I can have a Paladin follower or a dire wolf, because originally I think it just had a wolf in the game. Yeah, the int is pretty cool. Skeleton, if you're playing a Necro, having a skeleton companion is pretty badass. My favorite, personally, is either the spirit or the zombie. Zombie Bob. For I don't know how many hours we had, but Zombie Bob would come to the rescue, and you'll see him shortly. But pretty cool. They even have appearance buttons. And you'll see in a little bit when we get into my Necro that I've been playing for a while. I've got Zombie Bob running around with his helmet on. So it changes their colors and whatnot, but those are just little things he's done to the game. The big stuff is out in the world, is actually in the world. So let me just load up my Necromancer right now. And I've unlocked quite a few things. I've actually had to go back and tone down how many companions I'm running around with, because we had so many at one point, with me playing Necro and then my two roommates, my girlfriend and my roommate, playing two other characters, and then all the enemies, so we couldn't tell what was going on. So this is half the size of my companions that I had originally. As you can see, I've got my Lich guy following me around, a undead dragon, and a group of really high upgraded skeleton warriors. And I even got Bone Wall there. It plays a lot like Diablo 2 with Bone Wall and Bone Shield. You got the Bone Armor. If you've played any of Diablo 2 as the Necro, you're going to recognize the majority of the abilities and the majority of the passives to make your followers better. So, Synergies adds 106 new elite monsters, 106 new hero monsters. You've got 6 rare dragons that are out in the world. You've got 8 ancient trolls, and I haven't run into any of the trolls or the dragons yet, so I'm still looking forward to that. 6 extremely rare world bosses that'll spawn randomly around the large maps. You've got a new vendor that will sell potions that you can do full respecs with. You've got an alternate leveling dungeon if you don't want to go through the main story and you just want to get into the combat. You can literally level your character all the way up through this dungeon that like never ends, which is really cool. And it gives you a portal to the end game called Table Mountain, which I haven't gotten to yet because we haven't actually beaten the game. We've got like 3 games going right now, switching out characters, so it's taken us a while, and we're loving every minute of it. And there's a PvP dungeon called the War Camp, which I have yet to try, and not really huge on PvP with these dungeon crawlers myself, but definitely this one is huge. It adds a ton of new armor sets, elite armor sets. I want to say it's like 8 or 9 full sets, so that's like, I don't know how many pieces that are actually in the game, but you can understand it's a whole bunch of new items to the game. And it also, when I was talking about balances and some of the negatives, it's supposed to be harder, it's supposed to be much more hardcore, but what we found was with 3 players, there's more monsters, which we found we leveled up faster, and it became way too easy for us with 3 players. But when we went and played it with 1 person, it was really, really hard. So if you're looking for a hardcore matchup with this, play it on normal and play it with just yourself. If you're playing with friends up to 3, I recommend turning the difficulty up even higher, just so you still get that challenge in there. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this kind of quick look at the Torchlight 2 mods that are out there. This is only a small sampling. There's a lot of mods over at the Steam Workshop. They're really easy to install. If you've got your favorites, drop a comment down below. Let me know. Let me try, find the good ones so I can try them out. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're a mod author, send me a message. If you want your mod spotlighted, you got something coming out, some cool project, really high quality work, let me know. Send me a message straight to YouTube or to the email address that I'm always giving out at thexpgamers@gmail.com. If you like this video, please like this video, subscribe to my channel for more modding goodness, or TGN for more gaming goodness, and as always, thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time.